Welcome to Off Topic, the only show. I'm Patrick, and I'm here with my buddy Cian.
Hey, what up? It's me. I'm half of Off Topic.
All right, Cian.
We're back.
Okay, so basically, what has been going on, Cian? Right?
Off Topic was a radio show on the good Eden FM, Eden 102.5 FM.
It was indeed.
We did comedy stuff, which we are going to do in the future.
Great, Cian. Good job.
The not too distant future. This show, basically.
Yes. Okay, so the show, we did the radio show, and now we're coming back, and we're thinking, man, I want to keep doing this. So now we're doing it through the internet, Cian. We're on the interweb.
We have gone into the internet. We are physically in the internet.
Have you ever seen Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase, Cian?
I have.
This is exactly what this is. We are complete energy right now. We're trapped inside your monitor. Release us.
One may result in saying jinkies, as some people may put it.
So because we're now on the internet, a lot of the rules that we had set for Off Topic itself, in terms of like structure and things we can and can't say, out the window, Cian.
Fuck!
They're gone. Cian.
Shit!
There are no barriers.
Poo!
Whoa, Cian, calm down.
Sorry.
Jesus.
Getting overwhelmed.
Yeah. Too much power at once. It's a crazy amount.
I just went for it, because it's the internet and people don't care what you do.
So Cian, we've been gone for 2 weeks or a week, I don't know. How long has it been since we left the radio?
Time doesn't exist, seeing as
time is a man-made concept.
We're in the internet.
Yeah.
So we don't have any need for time.
Yeah. So Cian, what have you been up to lately?
I've been on the internet. I've been searching a little thing called Cornhub.
Cornhub, yeah.
Cornhub. It's very nice for all your corn needs.
So I should actually just say as well, while we're on the subject, we're completely not on the subject, but I'm going to change the subject to what I need to speak about. So
try and link it. I'm going to give you like 10 seconds to link it into what you're saying.
Speaking of Cornhub, Cian, our setup.
That's what I was going to say.
So when we were on the radio, we had a very nice setup. It was not our own. It was provided by the radio station.
The good Eden FM.
Okay, so yeah, we had all these things. We had soundproof foam. We had these microphones, and we had like a mixer. We had everything. So right now, let me describe what I'm seeing here now. We're in a room. There's a bed here and a desk, and both me and Cian are hunched over my phone.
There's dust everywhere.
Yeah. So apologies if the sound quality is fucking shit, but there's nothing we can do. This is what we have. Gotta work with what you got,
Actually, there's none of those things that Paddy described. There's gold walls and luxury seats that we're sitting on.
Gold walls, Cian.
Gold walls.
That sounds like a waste of money, in my own opinion.
The opposite, quite the opposite.
A huge
Patrick.
conductor of electricity. You've doomed us.
Well,
if there's any sort of storm, we are as good as dead. We'll be cooked alive, Cian.
I just realised that electricity is commonly present in the internet, so
that is true. This is a train wreck. We are not doing well in our first 4 minutes of recording. All right, so Cian, you went on holiday.
I did go on holiday.
How was holidays?
Holidays was good.
Where did you go, Cian?
I went to the good city of Barcelona. It was very hot over there.
No shit, Cian. No shit. And you see anything neat or what someone would describe as cool?
I don't know if you'd call them cool, but I saw some Barcelonians and some buildings, and I saw a couple of roads, and food, which is nice. Food,
nice.
But you get that everywhere. So
you do sort of get all of those things you just described everywhere. Yeah, that is true.
Oh, and a few dogs. So
Cian, you're probably wondering, what have I been up to?
No, not really.
Yeah, well, Cian, actually, I've been up a lot, really.
Did you go to Barcelona?
I didn't go to Barcelona, but I did a stand-up show.
What?
This was quite a while ago, but it was made public now on the Edenderry Youth Cafe page.
The Edenderry Youth Cafe on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Well, you can find the link in the description. There's no description, is there?
I have no idea.
Well, search Facebook Eden,
Go onto your computer, turn it on, type in the password. I don't know the password, but you'll probably know it.
stop listening to us. Just go there now.
So I'm actually very surprised they put it up though.
Really? Well, you did try to you're forcing them.
Yeah, I did incessantly harass them. I did, yeah.
Okay, there was an open mic night. A few people did their things, played music, said poetry, and Patrick did stand up. And everyone's except Paddy's went up.
Yeah, I was a bit hurt, if I'm honest, and I confronted a few people, and it's up now, and they put it up.
You literally just went, "Hey, where's my thing?" I was like, "Oh, did you want your thing up?" "Yeah." "Okay, it's up now."
Listen,
Oh,
Cian,
okay, good.
when you make something that is art, you'll never know the experience that it is protecting that art and forcing that art upon the world, which is what I had to do.
You did it on Microsoft PowerPoint.
I did. It was a piece of art, Cian. You don't know art. You wouldn't know art if it hit you in the fucking face. Anyway, Cian, on with the show. I'm going to play the jingle now.
Okay, let's hear the jingle.
That was the jingle. So,
Wow, it was great to test out our $1 million sound machine that we got.
to give some context, I was trying to find a good jingle for the show, and I went through what represents off topic. So I tried to find some kazoo music, but it's actually very hard to find kazoo music, and I don't own a kazoo, so I couldn't record my own one. So I was a bit disappointed.
I don't think the kazoo is classed as an artistic instrument.
No, but we would not be classed as a classy artistic show, though, would we?
I suppose, yeah.
If I was to pick an instrument that would summarize off topic, it would be a kazoo. I think a kazoo. What else? What would you pick?
Triangle.
Triangle, yes. Not a bad one. Yeah, triangle.
How about we mix them together and record our own
Triangle zoo. That's not what you meant. No. You were talking about playing both at the same time. I meant combining them into one instrument. That would probably be useless because you can't play both of them. But
Kazangle.
Kazangle, yeah.
I was just thinking about that while you're talking.
All right, so Cian, in the news this week, the Pepsi ad. Have you seen the Pepsi ad, Cian?
I have a bit of it, yeah.
So for those who haven't seen the Pepsi ad, it's basically Kendall Jenner.
Kendall Jenner.
She's there. She's doing a photo shoot. She's
my favorite.
Of course, everyone's favorite Jenner, Kendall, and whoever she is. So she's doing her stuff. She's strutting her stuff, if you will, and
having a nice, refreshing drink of Pepsi.
Basically, she's there. She's at a photo shoot, and then there's people with actual problems, and then she's just there they're like, man, I have actual problems, and then she's like, don't worry, I got it. And she walks up to riot police and hands them a Pepsi, and then everything's fine, and they all party together.
Whoa, you're fighting those civilians because you're a riot guy. You look like you deserve a Pepsi.
So that's what happens in the ad. Obviously, everyone thought that this was a slap to the face of society itself and humanity as a whole, because it's ridiculous. Everyone just made fun of it.
And it's trying to be all artistic and stuff with a photographer, isn't it?
Yeah, you know the way The Simpsons would do a fake movie trailer, and it would just be taking the piss out of everything. It's that, but in real life.
Yeah.
They actually did this, and they thought it was a good idea. So this is my favorite part. The ad was up for 24 hours, but then people made so much fun of it that they had to take it down. They released an apology.
So how much would you think that this ad cost?
I'd say in the millions, definitely, because Kendall, she doesn't show up for just nothing,
Well, she does show up for a Pepsi.
They bribed her with some delicious Pepsi.
One refreshing can of Pepsi.
I should say that this show is sponsored by Pepsi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so sponsored by Pepsi.
So we can't make fun of it.
Well, we're going to anyway, regardless. Because it's in our contract that we're allowed to make fun of it. But this was the statement that they released,
Oh.
the apology. They released an apology.
Oh my God.
So Pepsi said, quote, Pepsi was trying to project a global message of unity, peace, and understanding. I don't know why Pepsi has to speak in a third person.
Also, Pepsi is in the shoot, like, has to do this.
Yeah.
There's no other person that can do this.
Yeah, no, like CEO or anything. The company said Wednesday in the statement, clearly we missed the mark and we apologize. We did not intend to make light of any serious issue. We are pulling the content and halting any further rollout. We also apologize for putting Kendall Jenner in this position. Because she wasn't getting enough shit for just being Kendall Jenner.
Oh my God.
She now... Everyone's just fucking coming to her door with a Pepsi now and everything like this.
Why can't ads just be like, okay, Pepsi is nice. We made it better. That it's better than Coke. Go drink it. They have to. They can't do that.
Yeah, no, just like a 2-second ad.
Yeah.
Like there's a guy standing in front of a white background. He says, "Drink Pepsi." That's the ad.
And you'll be like me.
And
Probably
then
not.
you're thinking to yourself, I could go for some delicious Pepsi right now. I don't need to see Kendall Jenner offer Riot Police Pepsi. Like, I'm not going to watch the ad and go, whoa, I can just offer Riot Police Pepsi. I think I might get some delicious Pepsi. In a normal situation, she would be beaten to death.
Whoa.
But because she had Pepsi, that didn't happen. I guess I should get some Pepsi.
Whoa, with this new Pepsi, we can start a revolution.
Sponsored by Pepsi.
Sponsored by Pepsi.
So, Cian, also in the news, there has been United Airlines.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard the story?
I have not heard the story. I just know that United Airlines is in the news and it's big.
So basically...
Someone had a doctor.
What?
Is there not
Did
some-
nothing about a doctor.
Okay,
What are
go
you
on.
talking about?
Sorry. I must have read something else.
Something about a pig in a fly trap.
Am I in the right area?
No, Cian. What happened was basically they overbooked the flight and everyone was on the plane. And they were like, listen, there's so many people on this plane. We need some of them off. And what happened was they offered $400 gift cards or something like that. And no one wanted it. And then they offered $800 gift cards. And no one wanted that. So then they started picking people at random. And they randomly selected a man. And he's... they randomly selected 4 people.
Right.
And 3 of those people got off the plane, as they were told.
Yeah.
But this one man stood in the face of diversity
Oh.
and justice. And he said, no, I want to go home. And then what happened, Cian, was they dragged him off the plane. And they forcefully dragged him off. And they kind of roughed him up a bit.
Oh.
For his insolence, I suppose. They probably just pulled him off the plane. They coincidentally kind of hurt him a bit in the process.
Looks like he had a Pepsi too many, you know what
Why
I'm
didn't
saying?
he just offer them a Pepsi?
It's like, oh, you can go on the plane.
Everyone's allowed on the plane. Have a Pepsi. Pepsi's for everyone. Sponsored by Pepsi.
Sponsored by Pepsi.
So, so what do you think of that, Cian?
I think he did the right thing.
You think
he would have made the CEO of Pepsi proud. Sponsored by Pepsi.
the CEO of Pepsi would look down upon us mortals and he would say, "You've done well, my son."
And he will laugh.
And he will offer us all a Pepsi in the afterlife.
For our good deeds.
Sponsored by Pepsi.
Sponsored by Pepsi.
So that's basically the story, Cian.
It's a very good story.
It's crazy that this would happen in the modern age.
I guess you did the right thing, like.
And also, I don't know if you've seen the video, Cian, but basically it shows everything, which is like him like screaming and kicking and everything. And what happens is like there is onlookers, of course, and they're all taking out their phones to video the situation. An American woman can be heard saying, "Oh my God."
Is that exactly what she said?
Oh my God, look at that. That's what she said. And she did nothing to help.
Oh.
No one actually did anything to help. They all just kind of were like, "Oh, that's bad."
I guess she was the one who turned it into a news story, because if she didn't say, "Look at that," then no one would have looked at that.
That is absolutely true, Cian.
It wouldn't be blown out of proportion like it was.
Yeah. So I'd imagine he's probably going to sue the company.
Most likely.
Yeah, for everything that they're worth. They'll probably just give him a Pepsi and it'll be fine.
What charges do you
Have we overdone the Pepsi joke? I'm not sure.
do you want to push charges? I require one Pepsi, please. And then I'll
And then the
take
judge
away.
is just like, guys, let's all have a Pepsi. The jury all take out Pepsis. Everyone's drinking a Pepsi.
And then there's like bikini girls just
Yeah.
dancing around.
Sponsored by Pepsi.
Sponsored by Pepsi.
Another thing in the news. This happened actually today, Keane. The day that we're recording the show.
Today?
It happened today, Keane. So we're
How relevant?
This is probably like 2 weeks old news.
Oh my
So
God.
today, what happened, Keane, was there has been mounting tensions between the superpowers, the national countries.
You mean Pepsi and Coke? Sponsored by Pepsi.
Absolutely, Keane. No, North Korea has been talking some utter scutter. They've been talking shite.
Absolute scuffle.
Yeah, they're fucking mouthpieces and nothing else, right, Keane? And so basically, North Korea, they launched a missile this morning. I don't know where, but basically it blew up 5 seconds into the launch. So,
Oh.
yeah, kind of rendered the opposite reaction that they probably wanted from the missile
Yeah.
and the people that they're trying to fire the missile at, which was terror and intimidation, which they kind of look like idiots now.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, they do
Just
look a bit
little
like idiots. Sponsored by Pepsi.
Sponsored by Pepsi, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that happened.
Was this like, it was shot into the air, or did it like not reach the air and then like fall down?
I think it blew up in the air.
Oh. How did this happen?
I don't know. They bought like a shoddy I don't know, Kian. I have written down here North Korean missile fail. All right, fail compilation. Vine XD, 20 minutes long.
2015 edition.
Watch, comment, and you can win a PS4. All right, Kian. That's all I have written down on the thing. They bought it from the Pied Piper. He sold them a missile, and it was. Don't use this missile, only use it for intimidation, and they failed to comply, and it blew up in their faces. It's a fairy tale to tell the children, Cian.
Or it's like one of those special kids TV show episodes where it's like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it, and then they leave, and it's like, oh yeah, and also don't use it at this particular moment, and then they do, and it's like, whoa, how could this happen?
Oh, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
So that's all the news this week, Cian, that I have for you.
This week that we're recording.
Yeah, this week that we're recording. So now we're going to move on to the next thing, Cian. Are you ready for the next thing?
What's the next thing, Patrick?
The next thing is Dear Danger. So, Dear Danger, for those who don't know, this is the first time listening, or you've just been underneath a fucking rock your entire life. This is basically Dear Danger. It's a part of the show where we get letters sent in to us, but because we're not at the same address anymore, Cian, we're using emails.
Oh.
So we're getting emails in. Also, we're trapped inside the internet, as you remember.
Yeah, so it's the only way
Yeah, we
of
are-
talking to people.
We are prisoners of the internet, so we can't escape. But we do get letters, or emails, as I should say, e-letters, for short.
No, this is not for sure. It's longer, actually.
Yeah, so people send us their problems, and we take them, and we read through them, and we see if they're worthy. And if they are, we'll read them out, and we'll come up with a solution for you on the show.
I see. And also, Patrick's name is Patrick Danger Donahue.
Yeah,
So that's why it's called Dear Danger, and like I hope you don't get confused or anything.
Yeah, no, actually, this is a bit off topic. Whoa.
Whoa!
But basically, Cian, I went onto the YAG FM website, not recently, right?
The Yag FM or Eden FM?
The YAG FM.
Oh,
Yeah, so I went onto that website, and on the website it had basically like presenter bios thing, and I found my one, and I'm actually credited as Paddy Danger for some reason. I never wrote it. It's there.
they probably don't know your actual second name.
You just made it up. So on with the show anyway, Cian. Dear Danger, we're gonna take a look at a few letters here. So, you know, the whole thing about this week on Dear Danger, there's been a lot of depressing news recently. So I was thinking this week maybe we could do a fun Dear Danger, you know, letters that are just kind of like fun and bouncy and, you know, everything like that. Take our minds off it, you know?
Why be depressing when you can have a Pepsi?
So, Cian, are you ready for this?
Sponsored by Pepsi. Yes, I am.
So yeah, that's right. Let's go for the first letter, right? So we need a name to protect this person's anonymity. Of course, we give fake names. So Cian, give me a fake name that we can give to this individual.
I would go for the fake name of Kendall Pepsi Jenner.
Kendall Pepsi Jenner. All right, so this is the first letter. I'm just gonna read it. This, we're trying to keep it fun, so we'll just go straight into this one. Kendall Pepsi Jenner. I'll call her Pepsi for sure, will I?
All right.
I'll call her Pepsi. All right. So dear Danger, I'm currently going through a messy divorce, and my bitch of an ex-wife is taking everything I have from me. I'm barely making enough money to live in a motel because of all the alimony payments I have to give her. I only get to see my kids on weekends while social services worker watches us. Like I'm some sort of criminal. I can't be trusted to take care of my own kids, take them out for ice cream. I feel like the walls are closing in on me and I don't know what to do. I'm overdue on the rent again this month, and if I don't pay it tonight, I'm going to be evicted. What would you do in my situation? So that's from Pepsi. So, Cian, what do you think of that?
You see, Pepsi, I would have a Pepsi.
See, that's a good solution, Cian, but, I don't think, you could try and give the landlord a Pepsi, but there is the 50-50 the 1% chance. There's, the 1% chance he's going to say, actually, no, I would like actual payment instead of a Pepsi. So you're going to need to cover that situation. What's going to happen there, Cian?
Now, Paddy, what would you mean as actual payment apart from Pepsi?
Currency in exchange for services and goods, Cian.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So I think, you see, he could be. Is he visiting his kids?
He gets to visit his kids once every week.
Once every week. Oh, I see.
So on weekends, he gets to bring them for ice cream with a social worker.
Social, so
know.
they can monitor it.
Yeah, I guess.
Well,
See, I've been in this situation before, actually.
Have
Cian.
you?
I have, yeah. My bitch of an ex-wife, she called me up and she took my kids away from me. Whatever,
Yeah.
Fucking snot-nosed brats anyway. I don't even fucking like them. But, I take them out for ice cream. And, social worker, you can just actually distract with a laser pointer. And,
what was that? Social worker Steve.
Steve, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a bright one,
He's like a substitute.
Yeah, so, you basically, laser pointer would be the best situation for that,
Laser
right?
pointer.
Use the
Or,
laser pointer.
Just distract them and just go. Look, there's a 50% off sale on new tuxedos and briefcases, and it's like, oh my god, and just push them towards
Yeah.
that.
You just look taxes. He says where you push him into a motorway or something like that. It's just
Wait, you go to the zoo with the kids. You know where I'm
Yeah.
going, and just go. Oh look, taxes and an office, and he goes, what? Where? You push them into the lion enclosure.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea, Cian. Maybe sort out the kids as well, no loose ends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That sort of thing. In terms of what is it?
A bitch of an ex-wife.
Bitch of an ex-wife. Yeah, none you can do about that. She's the bane of my existence, and she pulls me down every time I get some form of light in my life. She's the bane of my existence. I don't know what else to say.
So this is Pepsi's bitch of an ex-wife.
Oh, her. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I got a bit off track there. Yeah. There is no escape. Pepsi. Sorry about that.
Are you having trouble?
No, it's fine. Let's just keep going with the podcast, Cian. We're here for the podcast, not my fucking crumbling marriage, alright?
Alright.
So, in terms of, getting evicted, cardboard boxes are actually very roomy, this season. Wintertime, not so much. You might want to go to a shelter of some kind, maybe break into a house every so often. Get it out of the cold. But, around summertime, it's actually quite nice, It lets in a good breeze. But cardboard is very breathable, Cian. It's very breathable, yeah. So it's good ventilation that you can live in.
I guess you could just make do with what you have and take the social worker's house, seeing as they're pushed into the lion enclosure.
Yeah.
Or whatever enclosure.
Yeah.
Anyone's
It
fine.
doesn't matter about the enclosure.
Doesn't matter, really.
Yeah. As long as it's lethal of some kind, you can't really push them into the penguin enclosure and then expect them to not return.
Well, if you push them into the penguin enclosure, they gnaw at them. It takes a couple of years
Yeah.
for them to get everything.
You'd have to really hope that Steve is not that bright and that he can't escape the
Yeah.
penguin enclosure.
To get every last bit.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll move on to the next Dear Danger. Right. So we need another name for this person.
It's a social worker, Steve.
Social worker Steve. We'll call him Steve for short, will we? Steve. Right, so this is Dear Danger from Steve. Dear Danger, I accidentally glued my hand to a gun. I clearly need medical attention, but if I walked into an A&E, I'll be shot on sight for possession of a deadly weapon with intention to kill. This is quite the predicament I've gotten myself into. What should I do? So that's from Steve. Steve, you fucking idiot. What are you at, Steve?
Crazy Steve.
Jesus Christ, Steve.
I guess that he can have fun with this.
You think so?
You see, okay. He can have a wild day out. He can take whatever he wants. Everyone will be like, "Oh my God, he has a gun," and then run away from you. So you can just like take anything from shops, go anywhere. It wouldn't work in the strip club because everyone will run away, and there's no point in the strip club without anyone. And so,
I mean, like, credit where credit's due, and that's a very good point.
Yeah.
With the whole strip club
and
thing.
then like when you get to the end of the day, or when you're just sick of having everything that you could ever want, then if the army comes and just goes like,
The army, they're calling the army first. First and foremost, the army. They're not doing anything else at the moment.
they come in.
They're not busy, just calling the army.
They just come in and say, "Hey, stop holding that gun."
Put down the gun, Steve.
And then you just go, "Oh no, it's glued on." It's like, "Oh, crazy Steve again."
Steve.
Gluing that gun to his hand.
What are you at, Steve?
Crazy Steve. That's my solution.
Yeah, Steve, I would just say maybe I would take my chances going to hospital. And then, it gets a lot easier after you say, "I can't, it's glued to my hand." And then they're like, "Oh, well, alright then.
Let's help you out.
And then maybe unload the gun first, Steve, and, make sure it's on safety.
Make sure you don't kill anyone.
Make sure you don't shoot anyone, Steve, would be the main point I'm trying to get at here. Don't shoot anyone, Steve.
It's like, fun's fun, but like, don't kill anyone. Don't
Yeah.
go to jail.
You know what? Having a gun hand is a big responsibility, Steve, and you should, respect that responsibility. You shouldn't be shooting people with it.
Don't shoot people.
Anyway, Cian, on to the next letter. I hope that helps, Steve. So we need another fake name for this person.
I'd say Keen.
Cian.
Mm.
You're terrible with this. I don't know why I always come to you with
How
this.
can you be terrible at this?
Alright, his name is Box, because it's better than that. Jesus fucking Christ, Cian. Alright, so this is from Box. Dear Danger.
How is that better?
Because it's not your name. Why would you use your name?
Fox isn't even a name.
Alright, it's from Brian.
Okay.
Alright, we're coming to a...
Okay, we met
met on
halfway.
middle ground, yeah?
Met halfway.
Alright, this is from Brian. Dear Danger, I'm an inventor and I usually tinker with all kinds of wacky inventions in my shed, but yesterday I invented a shrinking ray, which would be an incredible advancement in technology if I didn't shrink my children and accidentally scatter them around the yard. And my wife's going to be home any minute. I'm a danger to myself and others, please help me. So that's from Brian.
Oh, right.
So, Cian, what do you think?
This is a tough one.
It's a tough one,
This
is
a
it?
tough one. I think you should sort out your love for your children,
Yeah?
because the only reason he seems to not to be worried about him shrinking his kids is that his wife will get angry at him.
Yeah. His wife, from what I can tell, it is a crumbling marriage because he is afraid of his wife. Yeah, the whole kids thing, you should maybe think about your children.
Yeah, that'll be big.
Because
help.
if they return, they're going to have a lot to say to you and a lot to say to your wife.
Or it could be like a different scenario where they would be like happy and be like, "Oh, we went on so many adventures." Like, you could put what we did into a film of some kind.
That's true, Cian, but at the same time, you are putting them in a life-threatening situation where they
Yes.
could be killed by a snail. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I don't
I
think
see.
many children appreciate that.
Also, in a different solution, you could push your wife into a penguin enclosure.
This actually happened to me last weekend, actually.
Oh,
This
yeah.
happened to me. Yeah, this is actually why my marriage sort of broke down. Is because the kids did not return. And, I the wife didn't really mind. 'Cause she was like, "Oh, I didn't really like these kids anyway." And then I had another son anyway, so it didn't really,
Oh, yeah.
But then I blew up that son, and now he's like 50 feet tall, and he's sort of still rampaging around the place.
All right.
Yeah, so that's what happened there.
I guess you could have an easier solution as going on, where you could shrink the wife, and then she will never get angry.
This is actually a pretty good solution I think of. I just off the top of my head. Shrink the Earth, right? And then everything on the Earth. So that way everything is the same size. Sort of, not really. It's all tiny, but
Yes.
it's all relative.
But everything's tiny, and therefore nothing
Yeah.
is.
It
tiny.
might fuck up the entire ecosystem because we're not the
Yes.
same distance that we were to the sun.
Also, you can shrink planets. Well, not planets. You can't shrink the universe. That's what I'm saying.
That's true.
Mm,
As of right now, you can't.
yeah.
But we're talking about Brian here. Brian is pretty good with his science.
Is he? Well,
Are you doubting Brian's ability?
well, I'm just saying, if he was pretty good with his science, then he would have gotten a growing ray.
Well, he has that. That's what he used on his son to make him 50 feet tall.
Then why didn't he use
The kids
that?
are dead, kid. Forget about the kids. They're
Oh.
dead.
Then,
They got killed by a snail.
then what's he
End of story.
angry about? Why is he?
I don't actually know what the I
What's
guess
his problem? He just wanted us.
What do you want from us?
He just wanted us to know.
No, I guess how are you gonna talk around your wife? How are you gonna talk around her?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I always
So how
forget
are we
about
gonna
that.
sort this out, Keane?
Shrink her and then
Shrink
she'll
her?
die.
Yeah.
Get a new one. Simpler.
Get a new one that's like way cooler with the whole shrinking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Another
definitely.
scientist.
See new people. Get into dating again. Okay, Cupid's pretty good. Tinder, you know.
Yeah. If you.
There's a lot out there. There's a lot out there. Just put in your bio like likes to shrink shit.
Well, yeah.
My dick is huge, by the way.
Because I'm a grown ray already. You know what I'm saying? I guess we solved that problem.
Yeah. So you're welcome, Brian. Hi, it's me, Patrick, and Keane's here too.
Yo.
So you're listening to Off Topic Podcasts, and I think I'd just like to cut into the show for the show's time for a minute to talk about something. We live in a world where there's so much death and destruction. There's poverty and misery everywhere, like around every corner, and we live in a slowly imploding world. Yet we still take it day by day. The world is gripped with obesity and third world starvation. You start to wonder what it's all about, what it's all for. People are dying, terror attacks are happening around the globe at an hourly rate. The planet we're standing on right now is dying. Celebrities are dropping like flies. Bees are dying at an alarming rate. And still no one seems to mind. Are we going to come together and do something about these problems? Or are we just going to fade away? Are we ever going to care? Even when it's our lives at stake. What are we doing here? Why are we here? What is our purpose? People say they want to leave their mark on the world. A legacy, if you will, Keane. But really and truly, who's going to matter in a billion years when the earth is consumed by the sun? What does the future hold? Not just for me, not just for you, but for all of us. And everyone and everything. What is going to happen? Where are we going to go? Sorry, Keane. I just got a bit too heavy there. I think I got too
Just a little bit.
yeah. So anyway, here's Barbie Girl played on the tin whistle.
Okay, I guess that was very emotional for everyone.
So yeah, that's that. That was the first episode of the podcast.
Hope you had fun as much as we did.
I'm happy with that. I had a good time. We hope you had a good time. And
I'm pretty sure you'd agree that it was pretty amazing up until the Barbie Girl cover.
I think that was probably the best part. I think that's where the show peaked. So anyway, yeah, that's we'll see you next week, and same time, same place.
See you then.
Sponsored by Pepsi.
Sponsored by Pepsi.